What's up, guys? SuperPat98 here, and this is my follow-up video that I'm making about the state of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, and it's not good. Again, part 2. So, there's rumors right now that they might be making a Spyro the Dragon RPG, and it's just a rumor, so who knows? Could be true, could not be. But how about no? How about no? Like, I'm fucking taking a stand because I'm sick and tired of this shit. The Crash and Spyro fans are platformer fans. They are platformer icons. The fans, I'll say this again, the fans of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the fucking Dragon are platformer fans. You need to make platformers. Again, I talked about this in my other fucking video. They're owned by fucking the devil, Satan, Microsoft, Xbox. They don't do this kind of shit. And last year or whatever, there was the new Crash game, Crash Team Rumble, and it was an interesting game. It was like a fighting game. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but where's Crash 5? Like, here's the thing. What is the point of making Crash Bandicoot 4 and then having zero plans to have a Crash 5? What was the motherfucking point? Because Crash Team Rumble, even though the concept was neat, and I don't expect every Crash game to be a platformer. Back in the day, he had other games, Crash Bash, Crash Team Racing, but most of the Crash games are supposed to be platformer games. And here's the problem with Crash Team Rumble. They did this system where you have to buy the characters. All that kind of shit, that's modern shit. You know, where you have to pay for the levels and pay to play certain characters or unlock items. It's like fucking Skylanders. Us Crash and Spyro fans, the OG fans, we already have bad PTSD of when Spyro and Crash were in Skylanders. Why do we need to be fucking reminded of that shit again? Again. Why? Fucking why? Okay, so a Spyro RPG. Sure. It's, like, no. We have hundreds of thousands of RPGs. We have bajillions of RPGs. There's enough RPGs. There's plenty. Play them right now. Stop this video and go play an RPG. Because right now there's a million of them. There's a million shooter games. There's a million RPG games. There's a million games that are like that. It's all modern gaming. You cannot take Crash and Spyro and distort them for your own modern gaming shit. What made them legendary was the fact that they were adventurer characters. Spyro was this mythical character. A dragon, a mythical creature. The whole idea behind the character and the character's design. He went on these grandiose adventures, collecting gems, flying and gliding from hilltop to hilltop, and exploring strange different worlds, meeting strange different enemies. And each level was a new quest, and he was an adventure character. It was all on purpose that is attached to Spyro the Dragon as a character. You can't have one without the other, okay? The same thing with Crash. He runs around with the same exact sneakers, all over these fantastical worlds. Tons of amazing villains. He runs, he jumps, he spins. He crushes enemies. Crash is the man. That's all adventure shit. The stuff that Crash had to go through because of the obstacles in his path with all the enemies trying to kill him. Dr. Neocortex always bothering him up his butt. Spyro with all the drama with his family and the dragons and him having to rescue people. The kind of shit and tasks that Crash and Spyro had to go through, it makes them like adventure veterans. And that's a special thing, especially nowadays. But the modern gamers don't give a shit about that. They don't respect that. And if they did, then right now, they would be making Crash 5 and Spyro 4. A platformer Spyro 4. Not a fucking RPG of Spyro, okay? Enough of this shit. I mean, at least we got to see the boys return as platformer characters again. When both of the boys returned, At least we got to see them be platformer characters again. In Crash 4, then they made the Spyro Reignited trilogy. Yes. At least we got that. So, think of how shitty it could have been if they brought both Crash and Spyro back and it did something completely new with them instead of making them what the old original fans of them care about. Most Crash and Spyro fans, honestly, I actually say 100% of Crash and Spyro fans are people that are 90s kids that grew up in the 1990s and the early motherfucking 2000s and played them when they were kids. People like me. People like my generation. So, when you bring them back, that's what we want to see. Not Crash Team Rumble, not Spyro RPG, not a Crash skateboarding game, not a Crash RPG, not a Spyro first-person fucking shooter. No. Not a fucking sandbox game. Not a thing where you have to do this and that. No. They are fucking platformer characters. Ridiculous.
Super 19.